Find your comfy position, either seated or lying down. Hi, Mama. And let's just start to breathe in and out of the nose. So what happens when we come to our mats and we close our eyes and we start to tune into the breath is suddenly the mind can get very active and start to think of all the things that you need to do or places to go. Well, there's not a whole lot of places to go right now, but there might be a few places to go. Your to-do list. So what we want to do today is just practice tuning back in. And sometimes that can be scary because we aren't used to it and it feels uncomfortable to sit with our own thoughts, because in our society we aren't really taught to sit with discomfort. We're taught to distract, ignore, push down. Anytime we have an uncomfortable feeling, either emotionally or physically, we're taught to soothe. So find a fix, find a substance. Maybe it's food, maybe it's alcohol, maybe it's finding some kind of distraction. But what the practice of yoga helps us to do is to sit with the discomfort, because that's actually how we move through whatever uncomfortable situation we find ourselves in. And life is intense right now. There's a lot of change happening, and that can feel very unsettling. And we might be experiencing a lot of fear. We might be feeling disconnected or disappointed because our plans didn't happen, or the things we had planned for the future aren't maybe going to happen now, or they might happen differently. And uncertainty is really hard because we're being asked to give up control. We're being asked to wait and see and just let the future unfold. So what do we do when we start to feel this discomfort? The practice of yoga helps us to meet the discomfort with presence, with compassion, and with kindness. We get on our mat and we breathe. And in the slowing down of the breath, the body and mind can find that presence and peace. We allow and we sit and we notice, and that makes the uncomfortable sensations start to dissipate. So this can be challenging if you're new to sitting with pain or discomfort. So today we're going to learn to breathe, and this is an easy and powerfully effective way to slow down and regulate the body. So as we start our practice today, see if you can just become aware of what happens when you're uncomfortable. Maybe even right now you're uncomfortable. What is your urge? Are you trying to fight it? Are you trying to find another distraction? Just notice. And throughout our practice, notice, and then see if you can use the breath to help you just come into the present moment. So we'll begin noticing the breath. Slow it down. Slow your breath down even more. Breathing in and out of the nostrils. If it feels good here, you could do a deep breath through the nostrils. Exhale, sigh it out. Open mouth. And then notice what's happening in the body. Notice if there's any areas that are feeling tight, uncomfortable. Maybe you're holding tension in your jaw. Maybe you're finding it hard to breathe. Maybe the hips or back is tight. Whatever you're experiencing, just breathe. We're going to take a long, slow, deep breath in. Slow it down even more. And make your exhale twice as long as your inhale. And let's do that 2 more times. Deep, long, slow breath in. And exhale, let everything go. One more time, breathe in. And slowly, slowly release. Feel all of the air escape the lungs. And then come back to your natural rhythmic breath. Begin to bring some movement into the toes and fingers. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. And then moving the wrists and ankles. As you inhale, reach the arms up overhead, backs of the hands towards the floor, stretching, reaching the toes towards the opposite end of your mat, stretching in both directions. Deep breath in. And exhale, bring the knees into the chest, wrapping the arms around the knees. Maybe you rock side to side here. Just massaging the low back. Keep the right knee hugged in, let the left foot find the floor. Squeezing the right knee into the chest, and then we're gonna kick the foot up towards the sky. You can grab onto the back of the leg, and your left leg can stay where it is, knee bent, foot on the floor, or you can extend it for a deeper stretch. So you get to decide what feels good today. Maybe bending the right knee and straightening the leg a few times. Just maybe the eyes are still closed here. And you're just breathing as you move that right leg. We're gonna take a little half happy baby. So this right knee is gonna come to the outside of the rib cage, keeping the knee deeply bent, and you can grab onto your pant leg, your ankle. Maybe you can reach the right arm up to the foot, up to you. And we're sort of pulling this foot down towards the floor. We're getting a nice deep stretch through the right hip. Let's take one more breath here. Notice if there's discomfort or tightness here. Release the hand and release the foot to the floor. Let's try the other side. So left knee hugs into the chest, squeezing the knee in. And then we're gonna kick that foot up towards the sky a few times. So bending and straightening the left leg. Right knee can stay bent, or you can extend it along your mat, up to you. Breathing and moving. Really letting the spine sink down into the floor. This is a really nice way to soothe a sore back, is kind of just laying on the floor, because the muscles along your spine just get to rest and they don't have to hold you up. Let's do one more take here, and we'll come into our happy baby. We're taking the left knee to the outside of the rib cage, grabbing onto either the foot or the ankle, and breathe. I'm going to begin to become aware of this hip. How is this hip different from your other hip? Maybe one's tighter than the other. Maybe one's a little bit more flexible, or just beginning to notice. Let's take one more breath here. And go ahead and bring the left foot back down to the floor. Take the arms out to the sides in a T. Bring the knees together. We're going to let both knees fall to the left. And your head will turn to the right. Little twist. And then we're going to take our right arm, keeping the fingertips down towards the floor. You're going to sweep the right arm up overhead. So like you're sweeping up to the top of your mat. You're going to sweep it all the way up and over and find your left hand. So we're drawing like a rainbow on the floor. So let's go back the opposite way now. Right arm sweeps up towards the top of your mat and then all the way over to its starting position. Let's do that 2 more times. Sweep it up and over. And all the way back. Again with the breath. Inhale as you come all the way up and over. And exhale. Fabulous. From here, we're going to switch to the opposite side. So bring the knees back to center, rolling back onto the back, and then we'll take the knees over to the right. Let's turn the head to look left initially. Breathe. And then we'll sweep the left arm up overhead, all the way over to the right hand. And then all the way back. Inhale as you draw your rainbow up and over. And exhale, sweep it back. And one more time, using the breath here. And roll back onto the back. We're going to take the feet a little wider, so maybe as wide as your mat, arms to your side, and we're going to let the knees fall to the left. So both knees fall to the left, and then both knees fall to the right. So we're sweeping the knees back and forth, nice and slow. Maybe you use your breath here. So inhaling as you go one direction, exhaling the opposite direction. Inhaling and exhaling. Last time, both directions. And come back to center. From here, if you have your blanket or towel, you roll it up like a little log or your foam roller. And you're going to set your blanket down kind of just in the center of your mat. And you can use anything for this. You can use a pillow. I'm just going to stretch the spine for a moment. So you're going to have this blanket come right up to your tailbone. And then you're going to slowly lower yourself down so that the blanket's right on the center of the spine. And if you can, get your head supported. And then your arms will just reach out to the sides. Your knees can stay bent, feet on the floor. If this is too intense for your spine, ditch the blanket. All right. And then we're going to move our arms like we're making snow angels. So we're going to sweep the arms up overhead and sweep the arms down. Inhale up and exhale down. Let's do this 2 more times. Fabulous. And then to come out of this pose, we're just gonna roll off to one side. Very gently, carefully. You can set your blanket aside, or you can bring it, we'll use it later under your knee. Just set that to the side for now. And come up to an easy seated pose. So we wanna sit up really nice and tall, nice straight spine, relax the shoulders down. Actually, let's do some shoulder rolls here. So you're gonna shrug your shoulders up to your ears, round them to the back so that the shoulder blades squeeze together, down to the floor and then forward. We're moving in a big circle. Maybe the eyes closed here and you're just tuning into, how do my shoulders feel? Let's go the other way, swinging them forward now. And go ahead and come to a stop. Reaching the arms up overhead as you inhale, deep breath. And exhale, hands into the heart. Bring the hands down to the knees. We're going to take the left ear to the left shoulder. Keep that right shoulder down. Nice stretch to the right side of the neck. And then swing the head forward. And just let the head hang in the center of the chest. Take a couple breaths here. And then swing it around to the other side. And let's go back the other way. Actually, take this next couple breaths just to move your neck in any way that feels good to you. Maybe you have a special neck stretch that you really like. And then let's go ahead and come back to our starting position. From here, we're gonna cat-cow. So we're gonna take the hands on the knees, bring the belly button in towards the spine, round the shoulders. So I'm gonna do this on the side so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And then you're gonna inhale, press the chest forward, squeeze the shoulder blades, gaze up. Exhale, round. Inhale, forward. And one more time. And bring it forward. Fabulous. From here, we're gonna take your left fingertips, walk them out away from the body as far as they'll go. The right hand's gonna come up behind your head like you're doing a sit-up. And we're going to twist this elbow towards your left knee. So right elbow comes towards the left knee, twisting through the rib cage. Inhale, reach it back up. Exhale. Inhale up. See if you can keep a nice straight spine rather than rounding here. And let's do that one more time, twisting. Inhale, reach it up. And then we'll switch sides. So right fingertips walk out away from you. Left hand comes behind the head. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, twist the elbow towards the knee. Inhale up. And exhale, twist. Inhale up. Keep it going with your breath. Follow the sun, the direction of the birds. Beautiful. And go ahead and release that hand. From here, we're going to take the right leg out to the side. Keep the left foot into the center of the body. We're going to have the right hand on the right leg. The left arm's going to reach straight up to the sky. And now we're going to slide down this leg and sort of do this nice side bend so that we're getting a stretch through the left side of the body. So we're sliding down. And if the left shoulder starts to round and come forward this way, see if you can actually rotate the rib cage. So like you're going to rotate your rib cage to look towards the ceiling. Reaching through the fingertips. Maybe you come a little deeper. Maybe you close the eyes and breathe here. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, float the arm down. From here, you're going to walk the hands forward. Keeping this right cheek down on the floor. So she stays down, walk the hands forward. And now we're going to walk the hands towards your right foot. So come part of the way and hold. And then come a little more and hold. And come a little more and hold. And notice where you're feeling this. So for me, I feel this in my low back. I feel it in my hips. We're breathing so that that tightness can dissipate. And come back to center and then walk yourself back up and let's switch sides. So right foot comes in, left leg goes out. First we have the left hand on the left leg, right arm reaches straight up. And we're gonna slide down this leg. So this is a bending this way rather than rounding towards your leg. So you wanna actually think about rotating the rib cage to face the ceiling. And if that means you don't come very far, that's okay. Keep the shoulders in line rather than having that shoulder round. And we're breathing. Let's do one more cleansing breath here. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, float the hand down. Walk the hands forward. So again, this left cheek is going to want to lift up off the floor. So if that happens, don't come in as deep. Like I notice on this side, I have to go a little less forward with my hands because it's a little tighter on this side. And breathe. And then we're going to walk the hands closer to the left leg and hold and breathe. And walk it a little closer, hold and breathe. And a little closer, hold and breathe. Notice what's different about this side. And walk it all the way back to the center and then walk yourself back in. Bring the soles of both feet together, butterfly pose, grabbing onto the ankles or the toes, sitting up nice and tall, hinge forward. Nice flat back. And come all the way up. Grab the outside of the knees, bring the knees together, extend the legs out, shake them out. Kick the feet to the side as we come up onto hands and knees. So here's where you could use your blanket again or your towel if you like to just pad your knees or pad your wrists. Totally optional, I thought since we have it today. Might like it. So we want to have the knees right underneath the hips. The hands are right underneath the shoulders. And we're going to cat-cow, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chin, breathe in. And exhale, round. Bring the chin towards the chest, rounding the back. Press the hands down into the floor. Let's do that again. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, round, tuck the tailbone. Belly button draws in towards the spine. Again. And exhale, round. And come back to your neutral spine. From here, we're gonna kick the right leg back. And then we're gonna bring the knee into the chest. The nose comes towards the knee. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring it in. 2 more times. On this last one, we're gonna kick the leg up and then bring the foot all the way up towards the hands. And then we're gonna come up into our low lunge. And we're actually gonna bring this foot back a little bit so that the hips are directly over this left leg and this right leg has like a 90-degree angle. From here, we're going to tuck the tailbone, squeeze the glutes. Your right hand is going to come in. See if I can show this a little better. Okay, so your right hand is going to come to the inside of your right knee. Your left arm is going to reach straight up. And then we're leaning towards your bent knee. Remember that tailbone needs to be tucked, tushy engaged, and we're leaning a little bit here. So you're probably feeling this in the front hip flexor. This has been a really nice stretch lately for my hips when they get tight. And come all the way up. Reach the hands down now for the floor. And we're gonna take this leg back and do the other side. Left leg lifts. Bring the knee into the chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring it in. 2 more. And on this last one, kick the leg back and then bring it all the way up to the hands. Come up into your lunge. Remember, you can scoot this leg back a bit so your left hip is right over the knee, and then your left knee is in that 90-degree angle. So left hand's gonna come into the inside of the leg, right arm reaches up. We're leaning towards the left leg. So we're stretching out front of the hip here. Breathe. And come all the way back up. Reach the hands for the floor. Come back to all fours. Let's do one cat-cow. Make your way back to child's pose. Any version of child's pose is fine. You can keep knees together or knees wide. You can also cross the arms and rest your head on your arms. Slow down the breath. And then you're slowly, carefully going to make your way all the way into your chaturanga. So bring the heart down to the floor, come down to the belly. Hands stay underneath the shoulders, hug the elbows into the ribs, and then you're going to press down to the tops of the feet and press down into the pubic bone. So the knees may lift a little bit. We've got the legs nice and active, and then we're going to start to peel. So you're going to like brush your forehead, nose, chin on your mat as you lift the upper body. Now we're not pushing into the hands here. The hands are purely like decoration. We're not putting any weight in the hands. We're breathing, lifting from the center of the shoulder blades. And roll it down. Let's do that again. Inhale. Brush the forehead, nose, chin as you lift up. You can lift the hands if you want to take it a little further. And roll it down. We're going to do that one more time. This time, if you want to do a straight arm cobra, you can. So activate the legs, push down into the tops of the feet. Start to peel the head, neck, and shoulders. If you want to come to straight arm, you're pushing the hands down into the floor. Not letting the neck sink down into the shoulders, but lifting to the top of the head. Shine the heart forward. Make your way to child's pose. One more breath here. Then we're going to come into our downward facing dog. You can stay in child's pose if you prefer. Otherwise, start to make your way to your down dog. Shift the weight forward into the hands, tuck the toes, lift the knees, lift the hips. Lift the hips as high as they'll go. Pushing into the hands, push the floor away from you, and the belly starts to come towards the thighs. The heels sink to the floor. Maybe let's pedal the feet. So we're getting a stretch through the backs of the legs, pedaling back and forth. Whatever movement feels good here. Sometimes I like to move through my hips. And then come back down into the knees. We're going to send your right foot off to the side of your mat. Your left leg goes straight back towards the end of your mat. We're going to come into a little side plank. So from behind, it looks like this. Right leg kicks off to the side. Left leg goes straight back. Then you're planting the right arm. Reach the left arm up towards the sky. So it looks like this. You have your right foot is like a little kickstand. And then if you want to take it a little further, maybe you try lifting the left leg. And we're not letting the head sink, but reaching, like there's a little string pulling from the top of your head. Engage the abdominal muscles. Breathe. Lower the left leg, reach the left arm up overhead, stretch, reach the ribs for the sky. Bring the left hand down and come back to all fours. Let's do the other side. On the other side, kick your left leg to the side, right leg goes straight back, plant the left hand underneath the left shoulder, right arm reaches up. So we're in our side plank. Maybe the right leg lifts. Again, engage the abdominal muscles, reach through the fingertips, reach through the crown of the head, breathe. One more breath. And the leg comes down, arm reaches up overhead, reach the rib cage for the sky, and come back to all fours. We're gonna come back into our down dog or child's pose, tuck the toes, lift the hips, push into the hands, and then start to walk towards the hands, come into a forward fold. Knees are deeply bent, upper body just hangs. Let the head hang. Let the arms hang. You're just like a rag doll. Nod the head, yes. Big nod. Shake it, no. Come back to center. We're gonna roll up really, really slow. Push down into the feet. Let the upper body continue to hang. Stacking the bones, nice and slow. As you come all the way up, reach the arms up overhead. Inhale. And exhale, hands into heart. Take a pause here. Find your mountain pose. Feet are pointing forward, in line with the hips. Arms at your sides. Relax the shoulder. Find your breath. I want you to notice the soles of your feet. Fabulous. From here, we're going to swing the arms. So we're crossing one arm on top and then the other arm. So we're continuing to stretch out the shoulders. You can walk around while you do this if you like. Make sure if you're doing this with other people, you don't smack somebody in the face. Fabulous. All right. From here, we're going to take your right arm out in front of you. The left hand's going to come up, grab onto the shoulder, slide this arm across your chest, grabbing with the left hand, and we're going to hold and breathe. So we're feeling this kind of in the outside of the shoulder. One more breath here. And release. Shake out the arms. Let's do the other side. Left arm reaches out in front. Right hand comes up underneath. Grab onto the shoulder. Pulling that arm towards you. And breathe. And release. Shake it out. Okay, I'm hot now. Time to change outfits. Okay. From here, you're going to come to your mat, towards the top of your mat. Find your feet in mountain pose, toes facing forward, soft knees. Hands can come to the waist. We're going to shift the weight onto the left foot. Pick up the right foot, turn the knee out, and slide the foot over. So it looks like this. Hands will come in at the heart. So from here, you could decide to stay here in your tree pose, or you could try your balance, bringing the foot up the leg. Remember to push the sole of the foot into the leg. Stay away from the knee, so that's a no-no. You could also bring the foot all the way up to the thigh. And what's helpful in a balance pose is to find something to stare at, either on the wall, on the floor in front of you. But you're more than welcome to keep your foot on the floor. And we're breathing. Relax the shoulders. Keeping the shoulders relaxed, inhale, arms up overhead. So now you're in your tree, your branches are reaching for the sun. Breath is moving, shoulders sink down the back. Deep breath in. As you exhale, bring the hands together and down to the heart. Turn that knee forward, and then we're gonna take a step back with the right foot. So the front knee is gonna bend, keeping the knee over the ankle, and the back toes are balancing, the heel pointing towards the back of your mat. So both hips are pointed forward towards the top of your mat. Inhale, arms up. Sink down into the hips. Now from here, we're gonna transition into warrior two. So it looks like this. Spin the right heel, set the heel down, arms come down in a T, right? So if we're here, we spin the back foot. So now we're in warrior two. This left knee should be tracking with your middle toes. The shoulders relax down, and we're grounded into the pinky side of that back foot. Let's inhale, reach the arms up, straighten the legs. Exhale, sink back down. Warrior two. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down. Two more. Flowing with your breath. Beautiful. Let's reverse the warrior. Right hand comes to the back leg. Left hand flips over, reach it up and back. Heart is pointed towards the sky. And back to warrior two. We're gonna bend the left elbow, bring it to the left knee. Right arm reaches up overhead. So we have a long line from the pinky all the way down to the other pinky. Breathe. Again here, see if you can prevent the shoulder from rounding forward and start to twist everything open towards the sky. From here, we're gonna bring both hands down to the floor, opposite sides of your foot. Rotate the back toes to face forward, and you can either drop the knee or keep the knee lifted, up to you. Right hand comes to the floor, left arm reaches up. Bring the left hand down. We're gonna come all the way back to plank. So you can take this foot back, come into a modified plank. Again, knees can be up or down, up to you. And we're gonna chaturanga, come all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Keep those elbows hugged in. And exhale, down dog, or child's pose. Take 2 deep cleansing breaths here. And then walk it to the top of your mat, forward fold. From here, we're gonna bring the hands to the shins. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, down. Bend the knees, send the arms wide, come all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a pause here, find your breath. And then we'll do this once on the other side. So other side. Start in your mountain pose, at the top of your mat. Hands at your waist. Shift the weight onto the right foot this time. Pick up the left foot, turn the knee out, slide it over. Hands come to hearts. We're doing our tree pose on this side now. And you're gonna do your version of tree pose. So maybe your foot comes up to the calf. Maybe you bring it all the way up to the thigh. And just so you know, like this foot on the thigh thing is new for me. I've been doing yoga, I don't even know how long. I'm just learning how to do this. So yoga is a practice. Wherever you are today is perfect. And if you keep working on it, you might get to do some fancy things. And keep breathing. Maybe the arms reach up. Remember, if you fall out, who cares? Come back in. Again, see if you can focus your gaze, focus your breath. And then draw the hands together, back down into the heart. Turn the knee forward and carefully step back into your high lunge. So front knee is bent, keeping the knee over the ankle. Back leg, imagine there's a little string on the back of your thigh pulling that leg up. Both toes are facing forward. Inhale, arms up. Sink down into the hips. Imagine that little string pulling up that back of the leg. Now we're going to transition into our warrior two. So you're going to spin the back heel, set the heel down, arms come down in your teeth. So now both hips are facing the long side of your mat. Reach through the fingers, almost like you're being pulled in two directions. You're going to touch this wall and touch that wall at the same time as you sink down a little bit. This front heel should be dissecting your back arch. So see, check in with your feet. It's hard to teach yoga online because I can't see what everybody's doing. So we're just doing the best we can today. Awesome. All right, let's revert. Oh, sorry, we're gonna lift up, straighten the leg, lift the arms up overhead. Inhale, exhale, back down. Again, inhale up and exhale it down. Two more. And last one. Beautiful. Reverse warrior, reach it up and back. The left hand is on the left leg. Right arm reaches up. Again, see if you can rotate that heart open towards the sky. Maybe take the gaze up as well. Breathe. This is a pose that can be uncomfortable, but we can breathe our way through it. Inhale, come all the way up. Bend the elbow, rest it on the right knee. Back arm reaches up. Again here, rotate that heart open. Maybe the gaze reaches up. One more breath here. Bring both hands down to the floor, opposite sides of that front foot, and then rotate the back toes to face the same direction. You can drop the knee or not, up to you. Left hand on the inside of the foot, right arm reaches up. And exhale, float the arm down. Step it back to plank. And chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. One more deep cleansing breath here. Walk it to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, down. Bend the knees, send the arms wide. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down. Step back to down dog. From here, we're gonna bring the right foot all the way forward, and we're coming into our pigeon. So you're gonna take the right ankle towards the left side of your mat, the right knee towards the right side of your mat, and then we're gonna scoot the left leg back. So we're in this pigeon pose. Now, if this is too challenging for you, you'll come onto your back and do it this way, okay? So it doesn't matter which way you do it, whatever works best for your body. And if you're here in your pigeon pose, we want to make sure that we're not rolling off to one side of our hips. We want to stay right in the center. And then you can start to maybe walk the arms down. You could also, since we have our blankets today, put a blanket or a pillow or something underneath that right hip. I'll show you this away. You can put a little cushion under here if you like. And maybe you come down. We're going to hold and breathe. So this is one of those poses that's really challenging and uncomfortable. We're just gonna hang out here, see what happens, see what comes up. Keep breathing. Keep it breathing. If you came in too deep, maybe you come out a little bit. So this is a perfect pose to kind of notice what happens when you get uncomfortable. What is your instinct telling you to do? Are you trying to run? Is your mind going elsewhere? Maybe you're planning things. When you notice that you're doing that, see if you can come back to your breath. Maybe your breath allows you to sink a little deeper. Keep breathing. Relax your face. Two more breaths here. And start to press yourself back up. You can either just switch sides or you can come back through down dog. And then bring the left knee forward. Same thing. Knee comes towards the left wrist, ankle towards the right wrist. Scoot the right leg back. Remember not to rock off to one side. Find yourself in the center of the hips. And then maybe you start to make your way down. Again, you could use your prop underneath your hip for a little extra support if you like. Or you could be on your back. Keep breathing. Keep sinking down towards the floor. Almost like you're melting or you're just softening the hips. And just notice. And let's take two more breaths here. And start to push your way back up. Set your prop to the side. Come back to your down dog or child's pose. And come down to all fours, all the way down to the belly. Reach the arms behind you, lift the legs, lift the chest, reaching the fingers for the feet. Gazes forward, breathe. Squeezing the shoulder blades, breathe. And slowly lower down. Press yourself back to child's pose or come onto your back, hugging the knees into the chest. And you can rock side to side if you like. We're coming into our final pose, Shavasana, our resting pose. So making yourself as comfortable as you can. If you want to put a pillow under your head or cover up with your blanket, it's perfect. Maybe you put your socks back on or your sweatshirt. Get warm and cozy. We're just going to do a 5-minute Shavasana. And this is my favorite pose. Feels good after moving your body to just lay on the floor. So find your most comfortable Shavasana. I like to take my arms wide and my legs wide, especially since we're not in a classroom. You can take up as much space as you want. Maybe a pet will come join you. So as you're making yourself comfortable, relax the shoulders down into the floor. Relax the face. And slow down the breathing. Feel yourself melting, sinking down into the floor. Relaxing the face, the jaw. Let the eyes sink back towards the back of the head. Relax the shoulders and the arms. Relax the spine down into the floor. Relax the hips and pelvis, the legs and the feet. As we move through these uncertain times, yoga helps us to remember to slow down. If you're feeling overwhelmed, disconnected, come back to the breath. Come back to the mat. Slow down the breathing. And remember that however today goes is okay. If you need to feel sad today, that's okay. If you need to just take one day at a time, that's okay. You have survived so much, and you'll survive today too. Taking a long, slow, deep breath in. Let it go in whatever way feels good. Again, deep breath. And now start to gently wiggle the toes and fingers, the wrists and ankles. Reaching the arms overhead for a stretch. And rolling onto one side. We're making our way back to our day. We're coming into our day with a little more peace and presence. And as you're ready, make your way back up to seated. And I'm gonna unmute everybody. And we'll just do our closing of our class together. So drawing the hands together in front of the heart, closing the eyes, taking a deep breath in, and let it go. Have a wonderful weekend. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. Mwah.